I got taken into this great big room hall, and it's full of people, and they're all patting me on the back, but they weren't patting me on the back. They were patting all of you on the back for what we're doing and how well we're done, because they exist there because of what we're now doing. Oh dear.
That's quite emotional, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very powerful. It was like really, really off the charts, to be fair. Not the sort of thing you experience very often here. Do you know what I mean?
Just
Yeah.
take your time, because you're still just coming back.
Whew. Thank you, Gordon. That was amazing. I was not expecting that. Wow.
That was it was beautiful. It was beautiful even from where I was. I was getting these emotions that were incredible,
Yeah.
incredible, and your face was just lit up with joy, with joy. I think that's the word I would use.
Yeah. It was just, it was just so light and peaceful, and not fluffy in the fluffy sense, but that just like, oh my God, and you could just, that I was thinking, oh, I wonder what the mountains look like here. And I thought, oh, and I'm observing mountains, with snow caps. And I'm thinking, but I'm not touching them. I'm above them, looking
Okay.
at them. It's like, whoa, I like this. This is fun. So yeah, it was just, yeah, it's like the only way I could describe it, if you said to me we had to use our modern language at the moment, okay, is that's the medbed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
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 So we go through this stage, we get out of this realm, we then have a period of time I was showing where we have to transition before we can then pass and go into what's called like the medbed stage, which is that realm that I went to. And once we pass from that, when we're ready, when we'll know we're ready. Once our cup's full,
Yeah.
you know, we will then be able to transition into these amazing. I mean, they were just like white, but there was like blues and red iridescence. They looked like a pearl. They were pearls. They looked like pearls, but with a like a blanket coming off the bottom. So they're kind of like, like ghosts, like you see,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, but they would be all around you, and then you obviously went somewhere else after that. Once you've gone through that little period, and then the world, I said the world is your oyster, or the realm is your. So I think at that point we're then safe to see and travel and go and wherever we want to
Sure.
within the multi-dimensional frequencies of this realm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cleansed. Yeah. We've been
yeah,
cleansed
cleansed.
and
Yeah, brilliantly put, Gordon.
uh-huh.
Cleansed. Yeah,
Uh-huh. How lovely. How lovely. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you something that's fascinating for me, and I don't know how it works, but I do. Well, I have no idea how it works. Um, when I'm helping somebody through this, guiding somebody, I, you would, I would say, where are you? And you said, I'm in a village. So I saw the village and it was exactly as you described it. I said, what are you wearing? And you described it. It was, I saw exactly what you described. It was like, oh, I'm completely connected. I think it's so lovely that when, not all the time, not everything, there's new things that
yeah,
can tell
yeah,
me, but just certain things I go, whoop, I know what he's going to tell me. And there you are. Like with the houses where, when you're telling me, I was going, yeah, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I can see that. How
yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
How
But the
lovely.
best thing was as well, everybody. I had long hair. Oh,
There
hey!
you are. I didn't ask you whether what the length was like. Yeah.
Oh,
Light brown.
long hair. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
lovely.
this Maria, she had long curly hair, like
Yeah.
like 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 dark curly. But she was a similar, maybe older than me, 35-ish. Something. You know what I mean? There's, but yeah, so friendly, welcoming. you know.
Yeah.
And there's these two little kids dressed very similar to I was, chasing each other around. I think one of them like had a little spoon or a stick, and that, but there was no malice in what they were just like running and giggling, you know. It was just yeah, wow, yeah. I don't think I was shown a lot of people because I wasn't meant to see lots of people.
Uh-huh.
It was only at the end when suddenly everybody rushed into me, which was quite emotional, and everyone's saying, you know, well done, and they're patting us on the back, and but it wasn't. I knew it wasn't me that they were patting on the back saying well done. It was the message for you know the collective.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Well, I thought it was interesting that when I asked you the question, if you could ask Maria about where they've come from, how did they get here? And she didn't really want to get into that.
no, no,
No.
no. It
And
was
that's
only
what we're
late.
leaving behind. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
be able to leave that behind.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's not the point of this place. And it was only when I leave in I actually then got that message. That's why, because we didn't need to know about it. It wasn't. Yes, we remember everything that we've been through because we're never ever going to forget what we've been through. But what it was is that didn't matter, and that's
Yeah.
something that you had to had let go of, and that's part of that medbed realm of period of time, and that's why there's no time there
Yeah.
because we put a watch on and say, oh, you know, in 6 months you're going to be better, or you're going to feel better in a week's time, or whatever. Well, if there's no time, there's no constraints on how long it takes you. You just grow and develop as you do.
Yeah. Yeah. As you said, you choose to leave when you are fulfilled, or perhaps another way, when you feel that you've cleansed yourself fully and completely. Yeah? How
Yeah,
beautiful, eh?
yeah.
Very
But I
beautiful.
also got the energies around me, those orb type ghost looking things. They weren't ghosts, but you know, if I describe them as a Halloween ghost with someone wearing a
Sure,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
our language is clumsy to describe
Oh
things like
God,
that,
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. But what I also got was that you would not be allowed to pass if they detected something that was not right.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You know, doesn't matter how old you were, and you'd stay in that age until you worked out what you had to work out. You know,
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
because that was it was almost like a filtration system.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. And I've got to say that compared to the last hypnosis that we did, you were much deeper this time.
Yeah,
I think probably, you know the process, you're more relaxed and everything. And wow, you were very, I mean, at the beginning, it was, you were taking your time to get the stuff, but then I saw you go whoom in, and it was like, I'm there, and she's taking me here, and I'm going here. That was great.
yeah, yeah. And it was a crystalline building of some sort, which was like
Yeah.
I want to say energy, but there was no energy needed there. Do you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? It was just like a crystalline building or big crystal that stuck out of the ground. And I call it a building, but actually it was just probably a damn great big crystal stuck out of the ground.
Okay.
But it
Yeah.
had a roof on it. There was some kind of purpose. They wouldn't let me know what it was. They
Okay.
weren't going to tell. That was just like, yeah, it's there. And I was aware of it for quite a while. And I'm trying to think, well, what the hell could that be? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, and but I walked around it. There was no door. Perhaps there would have been a door, or way in, or it did something that I wasn't aware of. But the energy of it felt, you know, just like neutral, loving kind of.
Okay.
But the
Yeah.
amount of animals, I mean, there was dogs and cats roaring around. I think there were like big cats type things in the meadow, and I mean, the amount of wildlife around was just like phenomenal. And all I could hear was from all these bees everywhere. You know what I mean? It was
Uh-huh.
a bit like Lord of the Rings with the hobbits, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and all
Yeah.
the
Let me ask
nature.
you a question, Gary, right? Because this is something that I've experienced, obviously, because I've been on your side of this. What you communicate to us and what you see, what you're actually seeing, what sort of percentage? What are we able to say that we're seeing?
15-20%, I guess.
Exactly. It's like minimal, I'm
Yeah,
seeing a building with a red scaly roof, and
yeah,
but
yeah,
I walk around it,
yeah, yeah. And I thought, oh, I wonder what the roof really looks like. Next thing, I'm up flying. I'm flying and I'm looking at it, and it's like, well, it's got like dragon scales over it, but it's not dragon. It's just like a red roof with scales on it.
Yeah.
And it looked like there was a metal device in the middle of the roof, like a spike of some
Okay.
sort,
Okay.
which is why my brain went straight away to it's a building.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, thinking about it, it was a crystal that they'd put something on top of,
Okay.
or somebody had put something on top of a crystal, and it was
Okay.
a crystal just growing out of the ground, and it was huge. You
Okay.
know,
Okay. Okay. I never asked you, did you get the sense that people who got married there or partnered up?
partnered up, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
partnered up for sure. Families, it was the kind of thing where that um you could experience everything like you kind of can here, but it's at a different level of awareness and calmness, and but you still can remember where you've been,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
if that makes sense. So
Which is
you
important, I suppose, in terms of the cleansing. You've got to know where you've come from to know where you're going. Yeah.
to then be able to release it fully,
Exactly. Exactly.
and
Yeah.
if there's any trauma left or any kind of residue that's been left and taint from this realm and the next that we're going to go. So it's not here, and it's not where we're going to be going. It's the one
Sure.
after that.
Uh-huh.
You
Uh-huh.
know
Okay.
that's definitely it's the third place, and it's the one that then once you kind of get through that, and again no time. But once you got through that and you're energetically correct, then the world was your oyster.
Okay.
And with that, I can't even imagine. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, even just that, even your experience of knowing that, once we get through this tough bit, we're going to go there, and it sounds so beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that. That I don't know if you caught one of my videos where I was talking about gardening leave. That's
Yes.
the gardening leave.
That's the gardening leave. That's exactly what your embassies were describing, the garden leave. And I think once we get through this, out of this stage, and we're going to get out of this stage, this realm, there's various things that I've seen, that I've been shown, card readers, things I'm talking to Isabella, and all sorts of. There's things that we're aware of could be. Okay, let's put it that way. Could be, and they're coming up. As once we get through this stage, we're going to transition to somewhere else.
Mm,
Many people call it 5D or the golden age, but fundamentally, it's another form of a holding area where we don't have the dark or the demonic, because dark is not bad, and we don't have that energy frequency over us anymore. And so we'll then live out a long period of life again from that before we then pass and go into what I'm calling the medbed, the third stage where I was, where it just was. But there's so much stuff there that I was kind of being told, and my brain couldn't process it. You
mm,
know, my brain's fairly switched on, and
mm.
it was too much for me to absorb the feelings, what's going on, and that's why she laughed at me, because I was a child.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
could see that I could not comprehend. I got the general gist. It's like speaking a language and you understand 3 words out of a sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understood 3 words.
Yeah, I thought it was funny when I asked about measuring, and she said, "Why would you want to measure things?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Honestly, God, that's so 3D. Honest.
yeah, yeah. It's where I am,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's where I am. So,
But that's
Gabby, that was
interesting, though, isn't
powerful.
it? That
Uh-huh,
answer in itself is really illuminating
uh-huh, uh-huh.
and thought provoking in itself. You
Yeah, yeah,
know,
absolutely. I mean, why do you feel you need the need to measure things? Yeah. So yeah, fantastic, Gary. I've thoroughly enjoyed that being the facilitator of that. You did a fantastic job. You went there, you surrendered yourself to the experience, and wow, from my point of view, you had what I was envious of you, the feelings that you were having.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to say, Gordon, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and in such a safe and comfortable and well controlled environment
Mm.
that you provided for me to enable me to do that. So, Gordon, thank you very much.
More than
And
welcome. My pleasure.
and obviously, if Gordon could do that for me, he can do it for you.
Just so you know, I only do this kind of work a very small amount each week. So if you did want to have this experience, you're more than welcome. But you might have to just be on, like a few weeks ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. I should imagine, Gordon. I think last time we spoke, you had quite a few extra bookings, didn't you, for the
I
regressions?
did, yes, I did, and because I work a couple of days, a couple of sessions a week. That's all. So, but I'm very happy to help people to have
Yeah.
this kind of experience.
So if we go back to the time thing, everybody, don't expect it tomorrow.
No, no, definitely not. Maybe you might be in gardening leave. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Gary, well, thank you so much. And hey, you know, there are other things that we can do, that might be interesting. So perhaps we could, organize something for the future, get our thinking caps on and see, if you don't mind continuing to be the guinea pig.
No, I would absolutely love to because I think although it's an amazing experience for me and it really is, I really enjoyed that one. I think it also hopefully will help those that watch this and give them a glimpse of again. On my shows, I'm always going, "We're fine. We're in a great place. We're in a great place." It's very difficult to express that in any other way than I can. This today, I think, showed very clearly really what is on the other side that we're headed towards.
Hmm. Yeah,
So we're in a good place, everybody. We really are.
we certainly are. And it also, even if you just look at it and the cold, calculating way to have 40 minutes experience in that is, I don't know what it does to you physically and emotionally, but I bet it blinking helps a lot.
I feel as light as a feather at the moment, I have to say,
Very good.
very energized, like, oh, yeah, I'm buzzing to be fair. I
Yeah.
really am, so
And I would certainly suggest, Gary, that, obviously this is a very long video, but for the bit that you're in having those experiences, it's well worth listening again because you're going to get another flood of information from that,
yeah,
as you listen to it.
yeah, I
But
will.
okay, thank you for spending time. Thank you, Gary, for being a brilliant client, a brilliant subject, and thank you for spending time watching us. And we'll see you again. Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.
Blessings, everyone.